This is a home loan hack for self-employed applicants that hold a company ABN, not a sole trade ABN, but a company ABN to get a home loan. Especially in the past 2 years, you're declaring like shit all for your income and you can't get a loan. Mind you, this is not dodgy, it's very above water and it's just a new policy update on selective banks. And it can be applied for sole traders, but more leaning towards company ABNs. Your GST, by the way, has to be registered and you need to be holding that company ABN for a minimum of 2 years for this to work. So this is the hack. So if you're a self-employed company ABN and you've been like, the last 2 years declaring like minimal, income for whatever bloody reason, obviously to, avoid tax. But now you're sucked in because you can't get a home loan. Well, there's a policy where right now you can actually pay yourself a wage for a minimum of 6 months and the bank will use it for servicing. Woo. And like always, I'll go to my drawing board and I'll show you everything that you need to know. So in an ideal world, for example, the unicorn self-employed person, which doesn't exist, but for example, let's just say that person does exist, you would have had your financial year ending 2021 and 2022, and you're applying for a home loan, for example, for $1 million, and you have a company net profit around, 150K, after expenses, and then you guys pay yourself a wage of, for example, $60,000, right? 60K. So then basically the bank can use, 60 plus 150 is about 210K. And yes, that will service this $1 million loan. But then let's wake up. This is reality, okay? Self-employed people don't like paying tax. So this is what they do. So let's go back to this example. The unicorn is dead. No unicorn self-employed person. Basically 99% of self-employed people, they made a profit of 150K. Make up some bullshit expenses, 149K expenses. Okay, $1 profit. Okay, boom, pay less tax. They paid themselves a wage. Nah, man, let's pay themselves 18K. All right, so basically that plus that, $19,000 gets jack shit. Can't get that loan, right? Because the self-employed applicant can't get a loan, they go to the accountant and suck their nah, and go, please, can you sign this low doc letter? And the accountant's like, F you, bro. Not under my license. Now you guys are like, fuck bro, make all this money, can't get a home loan? Are you serious? Well, there is a solution for you. So if you're this 99% self-employed people, the pay less tax, make up expenses people, and your income is 19K, well, for the next 6 months in your timeline, if you, for example, put yourself on 150K, you get yourself on the books and basically take a wage, for example, 150K, salary comes in every month for 6 months. You have to also register for that PAYG tax, pay yourself super, show proof of that, don't be dodgy. Then an accountant issues a letter to say you paying yourself a wage will impact your company profits. And then apply the final ingredient, which is patience. I know it's very hard for you bloody self-employed people, but apply this for 6 months, get the bank statements to show the salary credit into the bank account, the pay slips, and then obviously your low income tax returns. Give it to the bank and then Bob's your uncle, you should get the loan. But then you might say, oh Q, I don't want to do that. I don't have 6 months to wait. The property market's going to go, whew, and then I'll miss out on the market. I have 2 options for you. Well, number 1 option is, well, sucked in. You can't get a loan, all right? That's life, all right? Accept it. Option number 2 is pay your bloody taxes. Stop making up all these bloody expenses to avoid paying your company tax. Pay yourself a decent wage, you bloody typical self-employed mofo, which includes me. I understand. But hey, hopefully this hack works for you. And jump in the comments, let me know what you think.